Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare quarter-dollar coins, cause some of these coins hold an incredible history, and some are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest varieties and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving deep into the world of American coinage with a coin that's turning heads in the collector community, the bicentennial Washington quarter dollar, dated 1776 to 1976. This isn't just any quarter. This is a special piece of American history that's making waves in auctions and collector circles around the world. Now, if you're someone who enjoys holding history in your hands, or if you've got a jar of old change stashed away somewhere, you'll want to stay with us until the very end. Because we're not just going to talk about this coin's rich symbolism and design, we're going to tell you about the hidden details that could make your quarter worth more than a luxury car. Yes, you heard that right. So stay tuned and listen closely. You might just be sitting on a small fortune. Let's travel back in time for a moment. The year is 1976, and the United States is celebrating its 200th birthday. To mark this historic event, the U.S. Mint released special bicentennial coins, including quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins. These coins didn't follow the usual designs. Instead, they were given bold, patriotic imagery to honor America's bicentennial. What makes the Washington quarter from this year unique is its dual date. Instead of a single year, the coin reads 1776 to 1976, a proud reminder of 2 centuries of American independence. This was the first time in history that a U.S. coin featured 2 dates side by side. Right away, that makes it a standout among everyday change. Now, let's talk about the design. On the front of the coin, you still see the familiar face of George Washington. But flip it over, and that's where the magic happens. The reverse side features a colonial drummer standing tall, with a torch of victory encircled by 13 stars, one for each of the original colonies. It's a powerful tribute to the spirit of revolution and liberty. But here's the secret that makes this coin truly fascinating to collectors. Not all bicentennial quarters are created equal. You see, the majority of these quarters were minted for circulation and made of standard copper nickel. They're still collectible, but they're not necessarily rare. However, a small number were minted in silver, and even fewer still were produced with errors or striking anomalies. And that's where things get really interesting. There are several known errors that can transform this quarter into something truly valuable. Some coins have double die errors, where the image or lettering appears slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. Others show off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin wasn't aligned properly during minting. There are even clipped planchet errors, where a piece of the coin's edge is literally missing due to a blank cutting error. But perhaps the most desirable and rare are the coins that combine minting errors with high-grade preservation. A bicentennial quarter with a striking error in pristine, uncirculated condition, that's a jackpot combination. And if your coin was one of the few 40% silver quarters, originally issued only in special sets, then you're holding a piece that's already more valuable than most loose change. Collectors are absolutely obsessed with these kinds of finds. Why? Because they're not just coins, they're stories. They're artifacts of a nation's milestone moment. Every scratch, every shine, every unusual marking tells a tale that connects us to the past. And for serious numismatists, these coins are like buried treasure in plain sight. Now here's the best part. While most of these bicentennial quarters might be worth a few dollars, or even a bit more if they're silver or uncirculated, there are some extraordinary exceptions. One specific bicentennial quarter, with a rare error and in nearly flawless condition, stunned collectors when it was sold at auction for an unbelievable amount. Are you ready for it? That rare Washington quarter dollar from the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial series was valued at $81,000. Yes, a single quarter, worth $81,000. So if you've got a pile of coins lying around, or you happen to find one of these unique quarters in a drawer, take a closer look. Examine the edges. Look for unusual details. Check for silver content. Because what might seem like an ordinary coin could actually be a piece of rare American history worth thousands. Top 2, we're diving into one of the most talked about coins in recent years, the 2021 United States Washington quarter. Crossing the Delaware edition. At first glance, it might look like just another modern quarter in your change. But this coin is anything but ordinary. In fact, some rare versions of this quarter are selling for prices that will leave you speechless. So don't go anywhere. Because if you've got one of these in your pocket, you could be holding on to a true modern treasure. Let's take a step back and set the scene. The year is 2021, and the U.S. Mint makes a bold decision. After over a decade of the America the Beautiful series, they reintroduced George Washington's iconic profile, this time with a fresh twist on the reverse. A dramatic scene of General Washington crossing the icy Delaware River during the Revolutionary War. It's a nod to one of the most legendary moments in American history. A surprise attack on the Hessians on Christmas night in 1776 that helped turn the tide of the war. And that image? It's powerful. You see General Washington standing tall on a boat, surrounded by ice, leading his men with absolute determination. A symbol of bravery, resilience, and leadership, this quarter wasn't just another coin. It marked a return to classic American storytelling on our currency. But what really got collectors buzzing were the hidden secrets some of these coins were carrying. You see, while millions of these quarters were struck for circulation, not all of them came out the same. And that's where things get very interesting for collectors like you and me. Some of these 2021 quarters have rare minting errors, the kinds of flaws that are incredibly hard to find but can dramatically boost a coin's value. We're talking about things like double die errors, where the lettering or details of the design appear to be stamped twice, creating a ghost-like echo. These are highly sought after because they're easy to spot with the naked eye and impossible to recreate. Then there are off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned, leaving part of the image cut off. Or even die cracks, where the coin shows raised lines caused by a damaged die during production. These types of mint errors are unintentional, but when they slip through quality control, they turn a regular coin into a rare collectible. Even more exciting? There are reports of struck-through errors, where foreign materials like grease or fabric fibers got between the die and the coin blank during minting, leaving bizarre impressions that no two coins will ever have. Imagine owning a one-of-a-kind coin because of a tiny accident during its creation. That's the kind of story collectors dream about. But rarity alone doesn't make a coin valuable. Condition plays a huge role too. If you've got a 2021 Washington crossing the Delaware quarter that's still in mint state, no scratches, no handling marks, just clean and crisp with a sharp strike, you're already ahead of the game. Combine that with a rare error or a small production mint variety, and you're looking at serious value. Collectors love these coins because they're modern yet meaningful. They bridge past and present, revolution and republic, in a way that reminds us how every coin tells a story. And while most people are spinning them without a second thought, smart collectors are examining every detail, every imperfection, looking for that one lucky find. So here's the question. Could you have one of these rare 2021 quarters? Because now comes the jaw-dropping part of this story. One incredibly rare version of the 2021 Washington quarter, featuring a striking error and preserved in near-perfect condition, was recently evaluated at a value that shocked even experienced numismatists. That single quarter was valued at $78,000. Yes, you heard that right. A modern quarter, released just a few short years ago, is now worth $78,000 because of its rarity, condition, and a one-of-a-kind mint error. So before you spend your spare change, take a closer look. Flip through your coins. Examine the details. That seemingly ordinary 2021 quarter in your pocket might just be your lucky strike. Top 3, we're taking a trip into the heart of Appalachia and diving into the story of a coin that's far more valuable than it appears. We're talking about the 2005 United States West Virginia State Quarter. Now, I know what you're thinking, a quarter from 2005? How valuable can that really be? But stick around, because what lies beneath the surface of this coin is something most people completely overlook. For some lucky collectors, this unassuming state quarter has turned into a literal jackpot. The West Virginia quarter was released in 2005 as part of the U.S. Mint's 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful and widely collected coin series in American history. The program ran from 1999 through 2008, releasing 5 new state-themed quarters each year in the order that the states joined the Union. And West Virginia was the 35th state honored in the series. Let's take a moment to appreciate the design. On the reverse side, you'll see a breathtaking image of the New River Gorge Bridge, an engineering marvel and one of the highest vehicular bridges in the world. Spanning the deep and scenic New River Gorge in West Virginia, this bridge is more than just steel and concrete. It's a symbol of innovation, strength, and connection in one of America's most naturally beautiful regions. The front, as always, features the classic portrait of George Washington, the face of the quarter since 1932. But it's what's not immediately visible that gets collectors talking. Because, Among the millions of West Virginia quarters minted, a tiny number were struck with incredible errors that have skyrocketed their value. These aren't just minor imperfections, these are dramatic, rare minting mistakes that can turn an everyday quarter into a collector's dream. Let's break them down. Point one of the most well-known and valuable types is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck more than once by the die, but slightly misaligned. It causes visible doubling in areas like the words West Virginia or E pluribus unum. If you ever see lettering that looks like it has a shadow or blur behind it, don't wipe your glasses. You might be holding a double die coin, and that's a big deal. Next, we've got the off-center strike. Imagine the coin being stamped slightly off to one side, leaving part of the design cut off and a blank crescent on one edge. These errors are eye-catching and rare, and the more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes. Then there are strike-through errors, where something like grease, cloth, or even a stray piece of metal got between the die and the coin blank during minting. This leaves behind mysterious impressions or warped sections of the design. Every strike-through coin is unique. No two are exactly alike, and collectors go wild for that kind of one-of-a-kind rarity. Even more exciting are the wrong planchet errors. This is when a quarter design is accidentally struck on the metal blank intended for a different denomination, like a dime or a foreign coin. These mistakes are extremely rare, but when discovered, they are worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands. Now here's the kicker: condition is just as important as the error itself. Coins that are uncirculated, kept in pristine, mint state condition. Those are the ones that grab the big numbers at auctions. A coin with a rare error and a grade of MS66 or higher becomes an instant highlight in any serious collection. So you've got a perfect storm, a popular and highly collected series, a stunning design, rare minting errors, and high-grade preservation. That's what turns a 2005 West Virginia quarter from pocket change into a powerful piece of numismatic history. And yes, while millions of these quarters were produced for everyday use, the ultra-rare error versions, especially those that have never seen circulation, have been known to sell for eye-popping amounts of money. So how much are we really talking about? Well, after careful authentication, grading, and high interest from collectors, one extraordinary West Virginia quarter featuring a dramatic mint error and flawless condition was valued at a truly unbelievable amount. That single coin was worth $76,000. Let that sink in. $76,000. For a quarter you could have received in your change at the gas station. It sounds unreal, but it's absolutely true. And here's the best part: you don't have to travel back in time or dig through ancient ruins to find one. These coins are still out there, in coin rolls, in drawers, in jars full of forgotten change. You just have to know what to look for. So the next time you spot a West Virginia quarter from 2005, don't toss it aside. Examine it carefully. Look for those rare signs, doubling, off-center strikes, strange impressions, or anything that looks different, because that one little coin could be hiding a massive secret. Top 4, we're zooming in on one of the most visually stunning and underrated coins from the America the Beautiful series, the 2014 Great Sand Dunes Quarter. It's not just beautiful, it could be extremely valuable, depending on what's hiding in its tiny metallic details. So before you cash in your change at the nearest machine or spend that quarter on a cup of coffee, listen closely, because this specific coin might just be worth far more than 25 cents. Let's start with a little background. The America the Beautiful Quarters program was launched in 2010, honoring national parks and historic sites in each U.S. state and territory. Every year, 5 new quarters were released with breathtaking designs celebrating America's natural wonders. And in 2014, Colorado took the spotlight with the release of the Great Sand Dunes National Park Quarter. And let me tell you, this coin is a miniature work of art. On the reverse side, it features a stunning scene: a father and child playing at the base of a massive dune, with the Sangre de Cristo Mountains rising in the background. The composition captures not just the beauty of the sand dunes, but a timeless moment of connection between people and nature. It's peaceful, powerful, and uniquely American. The obverse side of the coin, as always, features the classic image of George Washington, keeping the continuity of the series while each reverse changes to tell a new story. But here's the real question: how can a 2014 quarter, something so recent, be worth thousands of dollars? Well, not all quarters are created equal. While millions of Great Sand Dunes quarters were produced by the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, only a tiny number, came out with rare minting errors. And in the world of coin collecting, error coins are where the real excitement and value begins. Let's talk about those errors. First up is the double die error, a collector's favorite. This happens when a coin is struck more than once, but slightly misaligned. The result? You might see doubling in the words e pluribus unum, or even in the outline of the child, the sand, or the mountain ridges. This kind of error makes the coin incredibly unique and highly sought after. Next, we have off-center strikes. That's when the design was stamped off kilter, leaving part of the coin blank or uneven. These are dramatic, easy to spot, and can fetch impressive prices at auctions, especially if the coin is still in uncirculated condition. And then there are strike-through errors. Imagine a bit of grease or debris getting caught in the die just as the coin is being stamped. This creates strange distortions on the surface, missing details, ghostly impressions, or warped elements. No two strike-through errors are exactly alike, which makes each one a one-of-a-kind discovery. Some collectors have even reported wrong planchet errors, where the quarter was struck on the metal blank meant for another coin, such as a dime or a foreign denomination. These are extremely rare and can send the value of the coin soaring. Now, all of this gets even more exciting when you bring in the concept of condition. A great sand dunes quarter with an error is good. But that same coin in mint state condition, flawless, uncirculated, with a high grade from a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. That's what separates an interesting find from a life-changing one. In the collector world, coins graded MS 66 or higher are especially valuable. They're considered top-tier, nearly perfect examples with full strike details and original luster. Combine that kind of condition with a major error, and suddenly, you've got something incredibly rare. So, what does all this mean for you? It means the next time you're sorting through your coins or breaking open a fresh roll from the bank, don't overlook that 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter. It may look common, but take a closer look. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, alignment issues, or any irregular features, because you just might have a treasure in your hands. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. Among the rarest examples of the 2014 Great Sand Dunes quarter, featuring a striking mint error and preserved in immaculate, uncirculated condition, one single coin was evaluated and sold in a private collector's circle. That coin was worth $73,000. Yes, you heard that right. That's $73,000 for a modern-day quarter released just over a decade ago. That it's not a myth. It's not a rumor. It's a reminder that in the world of coin collecting, anything is possible. History, art, rarity, and a touch of luck can transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. So check your pockets, dig through your coin jars, and keep an eye out for the Great Sand Dunes quarter, because the sand may shift, but the value of a rare coin like this? That's solid gold. Top 5, we're diving into a fascinating chapter of American history and numismatics with one of the most remarkable quarters ever released in the U.S. State Quarters series. We're talking about the 2013 Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter. This isn't just any coin, it's a story frozen in metal, and for some collectors, it's worth its weight in gold, and then some. The 2013 Perry's Victory Quarter honors an important site nestled on South Base Island in Ohio's Lake Erie, a place commemorating the victory of Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry during the War of 1812. But more than that, the Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial stands as a symbol of peace and friendship between the United States, Canada, and Great Britain. This coin carries all that history and pride, wrapped up in a design that's both intricate and meaningful. Look closely at the reverse side of the coin. You'll see a majestic depiction of the memorial itself, standing tall with the inscription Perry's Victory. It's a beautiful image capturing not just architecture, but the spirit of reconciliation and unity that followed one of America's pivotal battles. On the obverse side, George Washington's familiar profile keeps the series consistent, but it's the reverse that holds the magic for collectors. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this quarter from 2013 so valuable? After all, millions were minted, right? Well, here's where things get interesting. While the Perry's Victory quarter was widely circulated, a very small number have come to light featuring rare minting errors that set them apart. In the world of coin collecting, these errors aren't mistakes. They're treasures. One of the most sought-after errors found on this coin is the double die error, where the details on the coin's reverse appear doubled, often noticeable in the lettering or in the finer architectural details of the memorial. This happens when the coin is struck twice with a misaligned die, creating that signature shadow effect which collectors drool over. Another fascinating error seen on some Perry's victory quarters is the off-center strike. This error occurs when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned during minting, causing the design to be cut off on one side. Imagine a quarter where part of the memorial or lettering is missing. These are rare and highly collectible. The more off-center the strike, the more valuable the coin. Strike-through errors also make this quarter unique, where foreign material or debris gets caught during the minting process, leaving unusual impressions or distortions on the coin's surface. These quirks make each affected coin one of a kind, and collectors love the story behind every flaw. And of course, the condition of these coins plays a massive role in their value. A well-preserved, mint-state coin with sharp details and full luster is worth dramatically more than one that's worn or damaged. Collectors are always on the lookout for Perry's victory quarters that come from special proof sets or have been kept in pristine condition, because those coins tend to command a premium price on the market. Now, if you're sitting on a Perry's victory quarter that shows some unusual doubling, off-center strike, or strange marks, and it looks clean and crisp, you could be holding a rare gem. But how rare? And how valuable? Here's the jaw-dropping part. Some of these rare error coins, in superb condition, have been valued at an astonishing $70,000. That's right, $70,000, for a quarter that fits right in your pocket. It's incredible how a piece of history and a tiny minting quirk can combine to create such extraordinary value. So, coin lovers, the next time you find yourself handling a 2013 Perry's victory quarter, take a moment to inspect it closely. Look for signs of doubling, off-center strikes, or any unusual surface marks. You might just be holding a small piece of history that could turn out to be a priceless collector's treasure.